back. And
Yes, we are.
we hope to be back a little more often, except our schedules have been pretty busy of late.
Mayhem lately.
But can't say we're enjoying the summer because it really hasn't been much of a summer here. But let's get
Irish
down
weather.
to yes, that's true, Irish weather. But let's get down to business. One of the things we've liked to do on YouTube is clear up some of the misconceptions about our relationship or possibly age gap relationships. And so today we thought we'd talk about finances in our relationship, which is one thing people have questioned us about, so we thought we'd share it. And basically, I'll start and then I'll let Aaron talk a bit. And I've just got talking on my tongue right now, if that makes sense. But anyway, when we met about 3 years ago, we had to talk about a lot of things. And one of the things that was important was how we were going to figure out our financial situation. And obviously I'm older, I've worked a lot longer, and so I'm happy to say I have a little bit more money than Aaron. And so we had to figure out a way that we thought was fair for both of us to deal with our finances. And I'm going to let Aaron say a few words.
You're so kind. Look, I can only base this off my own experience because as hard it is, and I'm going to say it's hard being into older, but because I've always been into older, it's always been like a misconception or people have associated with a power dynamic of one person's always got more money than the other. But, so I can only base this off my own experience because, I mean, everyone else has different experiences. And to be honest, I'd love to hear them as well. So make sure you comment below and kind of let us know. But from like when I've been younger and I've been kind of dating older guys, it was a little tougher because I was in college and I was only working maybe part-time and stuff. And there was always, one person would have more money than the other. That's kind of why those relationships never worked, to be honest. Whereas now, I mean, I think it's a little funnier now because I know where you talk about an old younger relationship. I'm at the stage now where I don't know if I still count myself as younger. Like
He's really not.
I'm 28. Like my beard's actually starting to go grey, and I'm kind of freaking out a bit. Like I think people call me daddy now. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? But
sometimes I'm behind him and I see people look at that old man, and they're not pointing at me, they're pointing at him.
Okay. But sorry, not to go off topic, but I think if one person controls the purse strings more than the other, like I think relationships can be difficult. Maybe it does work for some people, but for me personally, I've always found that unless you can support yourself and you're not dependent on someone else, it can make things a little difficult. Like, so I'm lucky enough, I've gone to college, I've studied in Ireland, I've studied in the Netherlands, and I've worked pretty hard to get where I am. And eventually I'm not earning like 150k, 200k a year. Hopefully I get there pretty soon, but I'm not at the moment. So, it's a little different for us. This was in that sense, I'm still climbing up the ladder where Mike is kind of like
falling off
the ladder, or at least he's up there looking down at me. Like, no. So it's a little different, like it is.
And I want to say too, it's not just us who have to discuss, the finances. I mean, any relationship, the people really have to discuss it. I mean, you have so many different kinds, not just gay and straight, but you have where, let's say that's two dads. One dad is at home taking care of the kids, or husband and wife, and the husband's home with the kids, or people they keep separate, checking accounts, and they just put in their own personal expenses every month. So, it really is something, an important matter that everybody has to discuss before they get married. And I do want to say one thing I think is helpful. I think, people values about money. And, I think if one person's a big spendthrift and another person's a big saver, you're going to have a lot of conflict. So it's definitely something, that should be talked about. The other thing is, so when we did decide to talk about finances, I mean, I kind of came to the table with an idea, with my own ideas of what should be done. I don't know if Aaron had his, but, I kind of wanted to know what portion of our income we kind of each paid at that moment before we were together. And, Aaron's expenses were a lot lower than mine. I was, vacationed a lot. I had a nicer apartment. And other things. So, I did not want Aaron, and this was my own idea. I don't know how he felt, and maybe it was wrong for me to be specific about it, but I did not want him to spend more on expenses than he was paying at that time. And one of the reasons was, which I don't think I said, if I wanted him to have the opportunity, he's only been working for a short time, and he kind of thought, or, I was in the same place, when all of a sudden money's just there to spend, and it's not there for anything else. And which I, kind of felt that way about too. But I wanted him to see, if he was putting all the money towards our living expenses, he would not be able to see or get an idea of what it's like to really kind of start saving money and putting it away. And, I'm happy to say that, since we've gotten married, he's gotten on a pension plan at work. You can tell by his face, his look, how he needs it. He's almost, he's getting there. But anyway, no, he's on a pension plan at work that he puts money into every month. And, he has a savings account, and he's been able to invest in the stock market and Bitcoin and lose almost all of it. But, so now, it's kind of good. He knows what it's like to lose money. He's not in the streets, but, he has an idea of how bad it feels.
I'm not in the streets. All right. Glad to know if things go wrong, it'll just be me on the streets. I'll ring you and be like, are you enjoying that nice apartment? It's nice and warm up there.
No, but anyway, so, he's seen how bad it is to lose in the stock market, and he's young, and he, he's kind of shy now of it, which is kind of good. But, I hope he gets back in, because now I think, they say when everybody's selling, that's the time to buy. But I pushed him. He's a little fraidy cat. But anyway, so, that
Gave me to spend all my money, like.
But, so I wanted him to be able to, start having, or I found when I was able to start saving, it was a good feeling. And I wanted him to kind of see what it's like. And maybe that would kind of spur him on to do more.
Thank you.
Just say thank you, Daddy.
Right. But like all in all, and honestly, so like everyone's relationship, I mean, they totally differ. And like we're kind of just basing this off because there is a misconception with age gap relationships, all the younger relationships, that the older person pays all the money. For us, look, that wouldn't have worked. We wouldn't have worked together if it was like that. We're both too stubborn of people that we would have killed each other if that's the dynamic we went for. So I think
I could never kill him.
And he's choking me. So I think for us, we both had to be able to be dependent on one another. But look, Mike takes me out for dinner. I take Mike out for dinner. We go on vacation. I'm more than happy to pay for the flights. But if he wants to go not on coach, I'm sorry, but he's going to have to pay. But
Business.
We've come up with all these solutions, and look, I think as long as we're both, it's working for us, and it does. We both pay our way, but it intertwines and we help each other out. That's not a lie, But again, just going back, everyone's relationship is different, but this is how it's worked for us. And look, if any of you've got any questions, definitely comment below.
Wait, I'm not done.
Oh, apologies. I didn't mean to cut him off.
Yeah, he doesn't like me talking. No, I just think I want to. It really is important, to have a dialogue with your partner about, and the more important the issue is, the harder it is usually to talk about. And we haven't really had to talk about it since our first talk, and it's been about 2.5 years. But, look, so I'm spending basically, like I think I said at the beginning, I'm kind of spending my money down right now. And if I see that, Aaron starts making a lot more money, I might say, I think you could contribute more or something, because I don't want him living better than I do. It's just not fair. Okay, anything else you want to say? Huh?
No, look, I think that's all from me.
No, I'm just kidding.
But look, honestly, if you have any questions, do comment below. More than happy to ask them. Or not ask them, answer them, even though I might be asking you questions if you let me know how you get on or how you manage it as well. I'm definitely curious in that regard. But look, it was lovely doing a video again for you.